Hi everyone, it's Mrs. K. Welcome to yoga for today. We have done some yoga at school and now we can take that yoga practice at home. If you have one, a yoga mat is really helpful. It helps us be really grippy with our feet as we're balancing. But if you don't, that's no problem. Grab a piece of space in your living room, in your bedroom, a rug, a carpet, even hardwood works okay in a pinch. Best thing to do is to take off your socks, take off your shoes, let your feet be free so we can open up those toes and grip as much as we need. We're gonna start our yoga practice off by practicing some diaphragmatic breathing. We can also call this belly breath. I'm going to sit on my knees, roll my shoulders back, hands are gonna be on my belly. I can close my eyes if I need. And I'm gonna breathe, inhale through my nose, exhale through my mouth. Inhale through the nose, belly fills up, exhale through the mouth. We're gonna take 10 breaths here. Hands can be on the belly or on your legs, whichever feels most comfortable. Slowing our breathing down, inhaling through the nose, belly fills up as we exhale through the mouth, belly can deflate. Take 2 more breaths like this. Good. If your eyes were closed, you can open them back up. We are coming to our next pose, which is child's pose. Our knees are gonna open up just mat width apart. Toes are still gonna be touching. We're gonna try to keep contact with our hips and our heels. Next, we start walking those hands forward, away from your hips, and your forehead can come down to the mat. We're gonna take 5 breaths here. Once you're done your 5 breaths in child's pose, you can walk your hands over to the left, to the outside of your mat, or outside of that left knee. And we're gonna replant that forehead back down for 3 breaths. Pick that head up, walk it over to the opposite right side, reaching over, arching through that side body, trying to keep a connection between your hips and your heels as much as you can. Reaching over to the opposite side, plant back down for 3 breaths. After those 3 breaths, come back. We're gonna come up into tabletop. We're gonna tuck our toes underneath our heels. Palms are gonna be just underneath our shoulders, so we're in a stacked, strong position. And then we're gonna send our hips up, straightening our legs, push into our hands, and we're gonna take our gaze up to our belly button, into downward facing dog. We're gonna try and straighten out our legs as much as possible, but knees can be bent as much as you need. Heels are gonna try to reach down to the ground, but that might not happen today. This is our first downward facing dog of the day, so we get to walk it out, bending 1 knee at a time. Nice and gentle, still spreading our hands and our fingers out, pressing into our palms. Not forcing anything here, just gently moving into the position. We're gonna try and re-straighten both of those legs. Now we're gonna look up to our hands and just take baby steps all the way up to the top of your mat, bending your knees, standing up tall. We're gonna face in mountain. I'm gonna move this way so you can see me better. Toes touching, heels a little bit apart. Roll those shoulders up to your ears. Now let them drop down along your back. They're relaxed. Hands are down by your side. Mountain pose. If you ever get lost in a flow or something's feeling too much, you can always come back to this mountain pose. It's a strong pose, and oftentimes we use this as our starting pose for any kind of balancing or strength. From here, we're gonna go into a sun salutation. Sun salutation A. I'm going to face to the top of my mat in mountain. I'm going to inhale big. Exhale, I'm going to fold, reaching for my toes as close as I can get there. And now my next inhale, I'm gonna half lift, bringing my chest up, gaze looks forward. And then I'm going to exhale, bend again, and step back into a strong high plank position. From here, knees come down, and I'm gonna slowly lower my chest to the ground. Toes come untucked. Inhale, chest lifts for baby cobra. If you'd like, you can lift those hands up off of the mat. Exhale, toes tuck, hands plant. Push up to your knees. Rock those hips back to downward facing dog. Next inhale, we're looking to our hands, and we're gonna walk those feet all the way back up like we did before, coming to stand in mountain. One more time, a little bit faster. Inhale up, exhale fold. Inhale, we get our half lift. Exhale, fold, step those feet back into plank. Knees come down, toes untuck, strong descent all the way down to the ground. Inhale, baby cobra, chest lifts up off the mat, hands can come free. Exhale, push up, tuck your toes, rock back into downward facing dog. Inhale to look up to your hands. Exhale to walk forward. Inhale, back to mountain. One more time for sun salutation A. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into that strong plank. Lowering down to a push-up. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next inhale, we're gonna look up to our hands, and this time if you'd like, you can bend your knees and hop those feet as quietly as you can. Come back to standing. Mountain pose. So now that we've done sun salutation A, we're gonna move into two positions for strength, or two poses for strength. The first one is warrior one, and the second one we're going to do is a runner's lunge. I'm going to show you using the length way of my mat so that you can see it best. Warrior one, I'm going to start at the top of my mat. I'm going to take a big step back with my right foot. My left toes are pointing forward on the mat, and my right toes are pointing straight. So the back of my foot is lined up with the back of my mat. Hands can come onto your hips. We're going to inhale. Give yourself a really proud chest, nice and tall upper body. As we exhale, I'm going to bend just my front leg. Knee is going to be stacked over top of my ankle and my heel. Toes are fully on the mat. Same with my back foot. I'm gonna press actively into that back foot so both legs are really nice and strong. From here, I'm gonna windmill open my arms, fingertips reaching forward and back equally. I'm gonna lower down for another 3, 2, 1. Hands come on the hips, straighten out the legs. Both toes are gonna point into the same direction. I'm gonna twist to the other side. Right toes pointing forward, back toes lined up with the back of my mat. I'm going to exhale, descend into that lunge, open up my arms, gaze can come over top of those right fingertips, straight forward, lower down for 3, 2, 1. Straighten out your legs, hands come onto your hips, both toes forward. We're gonna do that one more time. Left toes point forward, right toes line up with the back of your mat. Windmill those arms, bend that front leg. We're gonna hold this now for 10 seconds. If you've forgotten to breathe, here's your reminder. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Press down through that pinky toe side of the back foot. 2, 1, hands on your hips, come on up. Reverse your feet, second side. Windmill those arms, inhale nice and tall, strong upper body, strong arms. Exhale to lunge. 10 seconds here on our second side. Check in with that front knee. Make sure that knee is pointing towards your baby toe side, not caving into your big toe. Press into that back foot. Arms are strong for another 3, 2, 1. Hands to your hips, straighten out your legs, heel toe those feet all the way back together. Before we go into runner's lunge, we're gonna do a quick chair pose. So feet are gonna be just underneath our hips. We are going to inhale our arms forward and we're gonna reach our hips back. So inhale, arms reach, exhale, we're gonna sit back into chair pose. We're gonna pretend that there's a chair behind us, but there isn't. So we're just going to have to use our muscles. Keep that proud chest lifted. Arms are reaching forward, hips are reaching back. 3, 2, 1, stand up, hands to your hips. I'm gonna turn facing this way so you can see it from the side. Feet are still underneath our hips. Inhale, shoulders roll back, arms are strong. Exhale, we're gonna reach for that chair that's not there. We're still active, so we're not bottoming out and going down to the ground. We're holding a nice chair pose. Core is strong, arms reaching forward, chest is lifted. Try and see if you can pick up your toes and wiggle them. Weight is in the heels. 3, 2, 1. Come on back up to stand. There's your chair pose. Another great strengthening exercise for our lower body. Our last strength exercise is going to be a runner's lunge. We're gonna come back into tabletop. This position, hands underneath our shoulders, hips are stacked right over top of our knees. Tuck our toes. We're gonna come into that downward facing dog pose. I'm gonna walk my feet just so that the toes are touching. From here, I'm gonna keep stable in my hands. I'm gonna point my right toe, pick it up, and then I'm gonna drive that knee and try and step it through between my hands. If you can't step it through in one shot, just walk that foot up through. Hands are gonna come on either side of my foot. Again, I'm going to have my knee right over top of my ankle. We want this nice, strong, stacked position. Hands are just going to spider finger on either side of my foot. I'm gonna tuck those left toes behind me and straighten out my back left leg. I'm gonna make sure I'm very active through my legs, my core, before I lift up and I release my hands from the ground. I'm gonna come up with that nice, strong, proud chest. I'm gonna roll my arms back and my shoulders back. Arms are strong alongside my rib cage. Legs are really fired up. I'm active in my back leg and my front leg. I'm gonna tilt forward just a little bit for 3, 2, 1. Hands in a controlled motion come back, palms come down, knee comes down, step back into downward facing dog. We can shake out our legs just a little bit. That was a lot of work. Toes come to touch again. Left toes pick up this time. Get them nice and high. Drive that knee. If you can only get it to the midway of your mat, no problem. Just walk it up after. From here, knee comes down. Hands are gonna just spider alongside that front foot. Stacked ankle and knee. Tuck my back toes, straighten that back leg. Very active throughout that back leg. Once I feel secure in my balance, I'm gonna come up. Nice steady breath. Squeeze those arms alongside your ribs. Tilt forward just a touch. My belly and my core is still strong and active. Hold this for another 3, 2, 1. Controlling my movement down. Knee lowers down. Palms step back into downward facing dog. After 2 breaths here, slowly walk those feet back up to your hands. And here we're going to do a nice roll up. Head is gonna hang heavy. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, inch by inch, we're gonna uncurl that spine until we come all the way back up to mountain. Head is the last thing to come up. Big breath here. Bring those shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. That's our work for today. We are going to finish off with butterfly pose. Many of you know this pose. Insides of the feet, soles of our feet are going to come to touch. Knees are going to come out wide. If your knees are coming up like this, simply move those feet further away from your body and we can relax them down a little bit. Find a spot that is comfortable for you. We're gonna hold on to our feet like an open book. We're gonna inhale with that nice, tall, strong spine. And we're gonna exhale, gently pulling and letting that chest fall forward towards our feet. So I'm not curling down. I'm leading with my chest, not my nose. My gaze is still looking forward. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let that chest fall. We're gonna take one more breath here. And on your next inhale, we can come back up, coming onto the mat, onto our back, lying down. We are gonna bring our right ankle to our left knee for threading the needle. Right hand goes through the space between your legs. Left hand comes and meets on the hamstring, the back of your leg, and we're gonna gently pull those legs in and up to our chest. Again, breathing in through the nose. All of our hard work is done for today. Try and see if you can get that same diaphragmatic belly breathing that we started off our class with. On your next inhale, we can switch sides. So, left ankle to right knee, opening up that left knee out wide. Left hand comes through the space between your legs. Right hand meets it on the hamstring. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Trying to relax into this last pose. On your next inhale, you can release and relax down. Let's take 5 belly breath here. When you're ready, you can curl up onto your side, pushing back up to sitting. That's our yoga for today. Hopefully you got a little bit of strength and a little bit of stretching. Well, take care.